Step number 2, to increase your confidence right now, these are steps you can do right now, totally actionable, is to write down a list of all the skills that you can currently do in gymnastics on every single event. So you're going to write floor exercise. Underneath, you're going to write everything you can do. Balance beam, you're going to write everything you can do. And what I mean by everything you can do is everything you can do. So I can walk in releve across the balance beam. Yeah, is that simple? Did you learn that maybe a very long time ago? Yeah, but you can do it. And at one time you couldn't. When you were a 5-year-old child trying to walk on a balance beam, it was the most frightening thing in the world. And now you can go up on tippy toe and walk across, forward, backward, sideways. No big deal, but that is a skill you learned. So you are literally going to write down every single thing you can do, everything you can think of, forward roll, backward roll, cartwheel, handstand, bridge, back walkover, whatever it is, you're going to write it down, every single thing you can think of. And I mean, go for broke. That means write everything you can, anything and everything. I can pull myself up on bars. Anything that you can do that you could not do before you started gymnastics, you're going to write down. And this becomes what I call your book of proof. Your book of proof. You can look at this and say, look at what I can do. Look at what I have learned. Look at how far I've come from when I first learned how to do a forward roll to doing a front tuck. Look at how much I've learned. This is your book of proof. So on those days where you're just like, man, I can't get this. I stink at gymnastics, or this is so hard. I'm never going to learn this skill. On those days, you pull out your book of proof. And it's amazing if you can write this in like a journal or a tiny little notebook that you keep in your gym bag or keep close to you when you're at gymnastics or at meets, or even, next to your bed where you can look at it at night. But you have this book and you look at it and you go, man, I really can't do that skill in gymnastics. And then you look back and you go, but look at what I have done. Wow, look at all these skills. And you flip through and you go, oh my goodness, I have learned a lot. How good does that make you feel? How good does that make you feel? Because what happens is as you start learning more and more skills that are harder and harder, you forget how far you've come. You forget where you started and you forget all that you've learned. So here you are trying to learn a souk on vault and you forgot that you could barely even run up to the vault at one point, but now you can. So this is your book of proof. And immediately when you read through this, it's going to switch your mindset to looking at all the things that you can do, because these are things you have learned, and get it off of that feeling of I'm not good enough, or I can't do this, or I'll never learn this, and switch it. So I can do this. Look at what I've done. Okay, so that's your second tip. It's writing your book of proof, writing down every single skill you have learned on each of your events.